The Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Midlands, big basketball the bash. It's on our calendars.
That's right.
We are going to be there, Mariana. It's April 1st. Is it on your calendar?
No joke, it is.
Okay.
But the organization's next event is just 3 weeks away, and it features a former Husker and current Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
So Jim Frederick is here with Cindric Whitaker. They're both with us this morning.
Right.
Thanks for stopping
Cindric,
by.
it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for
Jim,
coming
good
in.
to see you again.
Good morning.
So Man2Man, let's break this down right away, Jim. What is the Man2Man?
So it's a way for us to host an event that is no pressure, that is a fun way for folks in the community to invite a guy that they think would be a great big brother, or any man or big couple, like a married couple, that's interested in learning more about the organization to come and relax environment. We've got a great guest speaker coming
Great speaker.
this year. Plus we've got a couple of our big brothers that are going to get up and give testimonials, but it's a good way for them to get a good picture of what the organization is, what it's all about, and actually what it really means to be a big.
Lavonte David is the gentleman we were speaking about as we led into this conversation. Why him?
At our national conference last year, they announced new big ambassadors for the national organization. And as we were sitting there, all of a sudden they announced current Tampa Bay Buccaneer linebacker Lavonte David. And myself and our CEO and our board president all turned to each other. We're like, get out.
So you had no idea that he was involved?
No, it was just announced that night. And so we made an effort to reach him out after the dinner. And we're like, hey, we're from Nebraska. And he's like, yeah, we got to get some Husker bigs. So we were talking back and forth, and it kind of just happened that we were able to get him here.
So he's coming up for this. How does this connect back to the mission at Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Midlands, and what he's going to be speaking about?
You know, he's really involved with the Tampa agency, so he does a lot with the mentors and the kids with the Tampa Bay Big Brothers, Big Sisters. But we wanted to bring him here to tell his story. Why he's involved, why he's passionate about mentoring. But we also wanted to give our local big brothers a chance to tell their story in front of, it's not all, we are very behind the scenes grassroots organization. So when our big and the little is out in the community, you don't necessarily know that they're a big and a little. So be able to have an opportunity and an event where we get a room full of guys to be able to have these guys share their story is huge.
Yeah, in addition to Lavonte, you said that a couple of bigs are speaking. Cindric, you are one of those bigs taking the stage.
Right,
What are you going to share during the luncheon?
So for these Man2Man lunches, I think that the biggest thing I can contribute is telling people my story and kind of my experience and why I got into the program. And I think a lot of people tend to think that it takes a special kind of person to become a mentor, to become a big brother. But in reality, I'm just another guy. So I want to talk to people about that and kind of dispel some of the myths about being a mentor. Like, it's too big of a time commitment, or you have to be a professional or have a certain career path. None of those things are true. We just want somebody to be a friend and a companion to a young person. So I just want to talk about that, maybe get some guys thinking more about themselves being a right fit for a child in the community.
Why was it that you decided to become a big?
That's a funny story, because this year, my little brother Cam, we'll be together for 6 years, but in reality, I probably should be celebrating a 10-year anniversary. I thought about it for a long time, but never pulled the trigger on it. And one day I was thinking about my life, and I was going through a divorce. I made a bunch of mistakes. I'm like, if only I could go back in time and tell myself what to do differently, my life would be really different. Well, I couldn't do that for myself, but it made me think, well, I can give my experience to another child. And the thing that had been keeping me out of the game, this idea that I wasn't quite the right person, I think that those experiences and those mistakes and what I learned from them, that's something I can gift to someone else and maybe, change their life too. So that kind of turned the corner for me and made me actually get involved in the program.
Well, if Big Brothers, Big Sisters didn't take people that had made some mistakes in their lives, they wouldn't have anybody. We've all made mistakes.
No doubt. What's the waiting list, Jim, is something we've talked about. When you come on and you make this push for bigs, where are we at now with the numbers?
So, and the reason why the Man2Man lunch is so important, because of our waiting list, 98, we have about 98 boys. So, being able to get a room full of guys to be able to reach out and say, hey, we've got 98 boys that are great boys, they're great kids. They just need that extra friend to have in their life. And like Cindric said, everybody makes mistakes, everybody learns from those. But to be able to relate, to be able to just have fun, and to be able to be that friend for someone is so important.
Yeah, back to this luncheon. Who can come to this luncheon? Do you have to be a big, or are you?
No, it's open to anybody. We want.
You'd prefer to have more people learn about your mission.
Yes, so anybody can come. Obviously, we want the focus to be men. We want the married couples, but anybody and everybody can come.
Best
The
way to
more
get
the merrier.
tickets, Jim?
Is our website.
Okay. And then beyond this, April 1st. So
Yeah,
I'm
big
planting the
basketball
seed for
bash is
Bash.
coming
I
up.
imagine
Yeah.
we'll see you
big
before
basketball
then,
bash.
but I'm going to plant the seed anyway. Their website has information about the luncheon, about Bash, about everything else going on with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Midlands. Cynric, it's so nice to meet you.
You
Enjoy
also.
the luncheon, and great to see you as well,
good to see you
Jim.
guys, too.
Thank
Thanks a lot,
you.
Cynric. Good to see you,
Thank
too.
you.
All right, yesterday.